I'm Dave, the host and co-creator of Dopey, the amazing podcast on drugs, addiction, and dumb shit. Everyone has been saying I should start making YouTube videos, so I figured we'd start with something I know nothing about, the Daily Reflections. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, but I know it's gonna be great. Trust me.
Good morning, Dopey. Your favorite podcast. Now make YouTube show. Good morning.
Good morning, Dopey. And welcome to the most ever exciting episode of Good Morning Dopey. Before I even say anything else, our guest is too valuable to spend a minute without her. Welcome, YouTube sensation, TicToc extraordinaire, Instagram fiend. There she is, the one and only, beautiful and wise beyond her very young years, Jessica Kent. How are you?
You always give me the best introductions that are so extra and just so ridiculous.
They're good, right?
They're really good. You should probably do a YouTube intro for me, like explaining who I am. It'd be so epic.
That's what I'm saying. I think I should do that. I think maybe I should stop doing podcasts and I should just do intros. Maybe I should just become like some kind of professional introducer.
It's really good. It really is.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know what we're doing. We're doing this Good Morning Dopey. I just wanted an excuse to have you on YouTube. Is that shallow of me?
I figured that's why I'm here.
Okay. So what we're doing, right? Jessica Kent is in recovery. She is not a member of any 12-step fellowships, but that doesn't matter. Good Morning Dopey is just what we call a deep yet probably pretty shallow dive into the Daily Reflections. And the Daily Reflections is a book. It says it is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members, but we don't have to be AA members to appreciate the wisdom or lack of wisdom in the book. We just needed
For
something,
sure.
Jess. I know you're going to appreciate this. We needed something we could do every day. And there's 365 of these, so we figured we could produce 365 shows, right?
It's brilliant. There's a lot of wisdom.
Right. And I think that you can even get wisdom out of a book like this if you're not in 12-step. And we started our Ben & Jerry's reviews today, too.
Dude, my favorite. What's your favorite flavor?
I don't know. Today we reviewed the Tonight Dough. It's fucking sick. My favorite flavor is probably, I don't know, those core shit. They do these core flavors now with the core. But my old school favorite is probably half-baked or fish food. What's your favorite Ben & Jerry's?
I was going to say old school, like half-baked is so good. It's so good. But I like Cherry Garcia just because I like to say it.
Very nice. We're going to get to cherry. I don't want fucking cherries in my ice cream. Okay. I don't
No
like
one
fruit.
asked you, Dave.
You'd asked me. You did ask me. All right, here we go. You ready?
Roll it back.
Here we go. December 16th. It's getting wintry. Christmas is on the way. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm sure you have all your kids' presents at this point by December 16th. Here we go. Partners in recovery. Nothing will so much ensure immunity from drinking as intensive work with other alcoholics. Both you and the new man must walk day by day in the path of spiritual progress. Follow the dictates of a higher power. It's very gaudy stuff, so just bear with me here, okay? And you will presently live in a new and wonderful world, no matter what your present circumstances. And that's from the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, page 89 and 100. And then they go on to say, doing the right things for the right reason, this is my way of controlling my selfishness and self-centeredness. I realize that my dependency on a higher power clears the way for peace of mind, happiness, and sobriety. I pray each day that I will avoid my previous actions so that I will be helpful to others. And I thought it was good for you because of just like the idea of partners in recovery. Like you connect to people, you connected with me to do this. I mean, that's what spoke to me before I read the whole thing. What do you think of this daily reflection? Does it freak you out with all this God business?
It doesn't freak me out with all the God stuff. I think it's good because, the opposite of addiction is connection. And I think it's important that in that daily reflection, it wasn't just like you have to be a member of this, but you can also find people that you relate to and that share your same values, and they can, you can help each other stay sober. I think it's important to reach out when you're struggling. And I don't know if a lot of people talk about stuff like that, but like when you are struggling, well, I'll just speak for myself. When I'm struggling, I have to tell people around me, like, I'm fucking struggling. It is a hard day and I need some help. And that kind of speaks to what you just said, maybe.
I think so. And what about spirituality? Do you have any kind of spiritual axiom? Do you have any kind of spiritual practice out there in Illinois with all your ivy on the wall? Is that real ivy or is that green screen ivy?
No, it's real. I grow it organically. It's plastic. It's fake, but it is actually on the wall. It's not a green screen.
It looks good. My daughter has some of that in her room. She does it up. My daughter would love to see this thing, and I think she would get a kick out of it.
I stole it from her.
No, you did not. So talk about your spiritual program of whatever it might be.
So I don't really talk about what I believe religiously wise. It's a weird way to say that. The entire script of AA or NA doesn't really fit me. I white knuckled my recovery in a jail cell for 2.5 years and then in prison. And then when I got out, I wasn't really welcomed into the group, which is super strange. But I do believe that it helps people. So for me, my higher power is, I guess, just like my own fucking strength, which I don't know if that counts. I never related to find your higher power to stay sober. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, but I don't know how to say that without offending people, because I think people try to label you and put you in a group. And if you don't fit in with their group, they don't like you. And that's weird to me. So I don't want to offend anyone that has a higher power or believes in that and is super spiritual. For me, I'm just not.
That's okay.
I
don't know why your screen glitched for a second, but I think that what you just described, the worst thing about it is how many people, I walked into so many 12-step meetings and felt the same thing and just kind of bounced and didn't care. And in the end, I went in there fucking needing help. But that's the weird thing about something so random as who's going to be in the room that day? What are they going to say to you? And everyone wants to say, well, it's funny because everyone in the program always talks about how there are no coincidences. And I think in your situation, it was good luck that happened, because in the end, your plan worked out. All that matters with anyone's program is that they participate in it. And you obviously participate in your program. I commend you, Jessica Kent. You're a valuable friend and an ally of the Dopey Nation, and you're doing your fucking thing.
Yeah. I love meetings because they've helped so many people. I would never speak ill about the program, even though it didn't work for me. And I think that's kind of what's cool about recovery, is that it could be so many different things. Maybe it's abstinence. Maybe it's medically assisted treatment. Maybe it's God. Maybe it's prison. Maybe it's a combination of all of that shit. Maybe it's abstinence for 7 years, and then you got put on medical marijuana like me. So, it can look differently. I think when I was most struggling in my recovery was when I first started YouTube. And YouTube kind of became this weird, release of all the shit that was going on in my head. I didn't know who to tell. Everyone in my life was just move past your trauma. And I'm what the fuck? It doesn't work that way. So I started to get on the internet and share that with people. And I found this whole community of people that were as weird as me and understood me and kind of knew where I was coming from. So I found my community there, Right. So I did it by myself for a long time. And now I have the ride or die crew, which is super cool.
I have a fucked up question.
Sure.
Okay. I do not, and don't make me bigger than Jess in the thing, Howie. I can't handle it. I think she okay, there you go. Yeah, that's more like
Howie.
it. Make me smaller. Can you make me smaller?
I want to be smaller.
All right, make us even. That's cool. All right. Howie's doing a nice job though, right?
It's amazing. And I love your backdrop and your setup. It's so awesome. It's very you. And I don't know what all this psychedelic shit is, but I'm for it.
Well, you're a very positive person. So I appreciate that. Now here's my fucked up question, okay? I have no problem with medical marijuana. I want to know when medical marijuana meets Ben and Jerry's? Like, do we get those moments for you at this point? Does it happen? Do you get to enjoy those connections?
So, yes, my routine, usually I medicate at night before I go to sleep, and my back door is right by my kitchen. So I'll go smoke a joint in the backyard, and then I'm like, there's ice cream in the freezer or cereal. I'm a huge stoner
What's your
cereal eater.
What's your cereal?
So it depends on what we have. I do not discriminate. Right now it's Trix, but I love Fruity Pebbles and Choco, anything chocolate. Oreo cereal is bomb as hell. If you haven't tried it, you need to.
Wow. That's serious fucking
cereal.
business. Can I tell you my thing? And you're going to be disgusted, but I have to recommend it. You're not going to do it because it's way too extra. It's like just eating Trix or eating Oreo cereal. And you have milk in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This is going to gross you out. You're never going to do it, but I have to make this suggestion. Hold on. My earpiece fell out, Jess. How you like that? You like that I have an earpiece? What the fuck am I going to do? How am I going to get this thing to be bigger? Fucking sucks. I'm like
just
fucking starving.
Just show my stupid face on it all the time.
Huh?
Just show my stupid face on it randomly and people will watch it.
That sounds like a thing to do. Now, okay, you ready? Have you ever heard of oatmeal squares?
Oatmeal squares. No.
It's not fancy like Trix or Fruity Pebbles or bomb-ass Oreo. It's probably an old man cereal because, you know. Get oatmeal squares. Quaker oatmeal squares. And then take semi-sweet morsels and put them in the oatmeal squares with milk, maybe a little chocolate syrup, and nothing will ever beat that.
Do you mean chocolate chips? Why'd you say it fancy? Like,
because those semi-sweet morsels with the oatmeal squares.
Semi-sweet morsels, bruh.
I'm
chocolate
trying
chips.
Okay, fine. Fucking chocolate chips. Take some fucking chocolate chips. Don't you think semi-sweet morsels sounds better than chocolate chips?
It sounds like you're trying to be fancy. This is what you're talking about?
Let me see. I can't see that. I can't see it.
Hold on.
What are you holding over there? Yes, that's the stuff. Get a box.
No.
And then come on next week.
Fuck no.
Why not?
This does look like something my grandfather would eat.
Just get a box. Give me a break. Get a box, okay? Join the oatmeal square
I'm
revolution.
ordering it right now.
You're not going to get a box? They're the most satisfying cereal in the world. Please, write it down. Just do it.
I highly disagree just by looking at the sad picture.
Look at my eyes. I look like I've been smoking medical marijuana. For God's sake. Anyway, love you, Jess. Thank you for coming through. Was this fun for you?
You're welcome.
Good times?
Yeah, I love the show. I want to come to New York in person and actually, well, I don't know where you are. I just assume you live in New York.
Yeah, I do.
New York?
Yeah.
Not like Long Island?
I live on Long Island, but I work in New York.
So you don't live in New York. Stop trying to fancy it up. I'll come out to Long Island.
I grew up in Manhattan. My wife lived on those Long Islanders, so I moved out here. I grew up in Manhattan. I record the show at my dad's house. When are you coming to New York? I'll show you where I grew up.
I try really hard not to show up there. I'm from upstate, you know, so it's traumatic. But I want to be on the show in real life. I think that would be great.
So do I have to go to Illinois?
2022.
June 2022?
Unless you want to wait till June.
Dude, check it out. DopeyCon in the spring in Manhattan. You're going to come. That's it.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll try to be there.
You'll be there. Maybe we'll get
Just
a sponsor.
Just because your
we'll
setup
fly
is
you
so
out.
dope.
Well, you're not going to want to come out here. You want to come out here? You want to see the real setup?
Maybe.
We're going to get rid of all this stuff.
Already there. No.
We're going to get rid of it.
Why?
We're going to put up wood paneling. Make it like Oatmeal Squares City. It's too much.
And
you don't
I'll
think it's
never
too busy?
listen again.
You don't listen anyway.
I think
Give me
it's
a break.
exactly you. Like, this is all you. It's so good. Don't change anything. You have the Dopey cup even. Like, you have to keep it.
It's a Dopey mug, Jess Kent.
I'm done with you. I'm leaving.
Thank you. Stay strong, Dopey Nation.
Bye.
Fucking toodles for Chris.